Pollination is a process where plants sexually reproduce, where pollen is delivered to the female organs of the plant, or what is called the stigma. Plants can attract pollinators by offering pollen or nectar meals and by using scent to guide them towards a flower. Eucalypts, anguiphoras, and tea trees are examples of native Australian plants that need insects like bees for pollination. Bees are able to collect pollen and nectar due to different adaptations that make them become good pollen collectors. For example, bees have special hairs that form pollen baskets on their hind legs and on the underside of their abdomen. This allows bees to collect large volumes of pollen. Australian birds are examples of animals that also help with pollination, mostly with cross-pollination as they go from flower to flower. As flowers bloom in the spring, the stamens are able to grow out and be able to easily move in the wind, shaking the pollen out. The pollen containers can also burst open in an explosive fashion when the sun hits them, therefore spreading pollen out in order for the stigmas to catch the pollen grains. Just like pollination, plants need to be able to reproduce in order to create more of their own species. By using seed dispersal, plants are able to prevent overcrowding that can occur in the same plant, and this increases the chances of survival for that plant species. By wind, some of the plant's seeds are aerodynamically designed to be transported by wind for long distances. Examples of plants are the native daisies that have feathery pappus and casuarinas. Seeds can also be transported by clinging onto an animal's fur. This happens due to the hooks or barbs the seed may have. The Personia or the birdline tree have seeds that attaches themselves to the fur of animals, allowing them to be carried for long distances before dropping. Seeds like those in fruits and berries are also carried for long distances by birds when they feed off the fruit. Seeds in lily pillies and in purple berries called Hymenanthera dentate are examples. However, some plants like to store their seeds until a fire destroys the branch or the entire plant. Once a banksia plant is completely burned off, the plant releases their seeds and is usually carried by wind for seed dispersal. The process where a new individual plant is produced without the use of sex cells or gametes is called asexual reproduction. Budding is one of the forms of asexual reproduction in plants. It is the development of a new individual plant as an outgrowth of the parent plant. The calic bole is an example of a plant that does this budding process. Runners are long, thin stems that grow along the surface of the soil where roots are produced at every node. Spinifex grass is an example of a plant which have long stems that grow horizontally along the soil. In plants like kangaroo grass, citrus trees, and dandelions, the seeds that are produced are genetically identical to its parents. This form of asexual reproduction is called apomixis.